Now, isn't it ironic that they are dumping the radiation from those tanks 73 years to the date of that famous speech? And look at the radiation detectors that are all over Japan. So this is kind of outrageous. Would you even buy anything from a country that's got this many radiation detectors? Now check out the absolute. You could definitely see where that stuff went to. They got Geiger counters everywhere, but ironic they took out the one that was smack dab in the middle. The reason why I wanted to show you this is these Geiger counters, I think they're dumping, when they're dumping this radiation, the water, I think it's so radioactive over here that check out the graphs. I don't know if they know this is being picked up. I don't think anybody else can explain this, but my theory is this is recording them dumping those tanks, because there are patterns here. This is just not random. These are patterns, and it seems to be they actually started on November 11th. Actually, they started on October 29th, and there's been 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. There's been 18 dumps, if this is what it is. Now, I just find it ironic that here's December 7th, 73 years to the date of that speech in Japan. Look at that. On December 6th and on December 7th. So if you can give any more theories of what these are, this is each time, because look at this, it's at night. So look at it's at 6:50. That's at 9, and they're always done at midnight. There's 1 in the morning. Over here, they don't work the weekends, which is ridiculous for a event 7 on the catastrophe scale for nuclear meltdowns. It's a 7, and these guys take the weekends off. And that's the last time they dumped it. This one picks it up also. These are like, they must be, to them, dilution is the solution to their pollution, because look at this. The ranges that are allowable to be dumped. So they're catching them. Okay, if not, how else can you explain this? And what's really crazy is this stuff is all going to end up in us. That's why there should be some outrage that these guys can get away with this. I don't know if it's always been or they've changed it, but look at TEPCO's phone number. It's all just 666666666.
What's up with that?
Mr. Vice President, Mr. Speaker, members of the Senate,
Yesterday, December 7th, 2018. A date which will live in infamy. The United States of America was suddenly and deliberately attacked by Japan.
Authorities in Japan are set to release water from the Fukushima nuclear power plant into the sea, despite reports that the water is still highly radioactive after many attempts to decontaminate it. Our Lee Seung-jae tells us more.
Despite reports, treated water at the Fukushima nuclear plant needed to be decontaminated even more before it can be released into the sea, the Japan government has decided to release it anyway. The Japan-based newspaper Mainichi Shimbun reports that Japan's Nuclear Regulation Authority chief told reporters recently that the authority plans to release the water once the radiation levels are lower. However, he added the authority doesn't think more distillation or dilution will help, nor does he think it's necessary. Almost 85% of the water is said to contain dangerously high levels of radioactive materials. According to the plant's operator, Tokyo Electric Power Corporation, about 161,000 tons of the treated water is 10 to 100 times over the limit for release into the environment, and another 65,000 tons is up to 20,000 times the limit. The release option faced heavy criticism at town meetings in Fukushima and Tokyo in August, when TEPCO and the Japanese government officials provided little explanation about the contamination. TEPCO says it has the capacity to store up to 1.37 million tons of water through 2020, and it cannot stay at the plant forever. South Korea expressed its concerns over Japan's decision last week.
The ocean is not the property of one country but a shared resource of the world. Releasing contaminated water into the sea is likely to have a significant impact on the marine environment and the safety of marine products.
Some experts say the water can be stored for decades, but others say the tanks take up too much space and could interfere with ongoing decommissioning work, which the Japanese government hopes to finish before the 2020 Tokyo Summer Olympics.
Yesterday, December 7th, 1941, a date which will live in infamy. The United States of America was suddenly and deliberately attacked by Japan.
Yesterday, December 7th, 2018, a date which will live in infamy. The United States of America attacked by Japan.